Good evening, my fellow strangers. This is Mrs. Strange, and on today's second episode for Stranger Universe, I will analyze our newest set photos for Stranger Things 5. Before we start, please like, comment, and subscribe to see more episodes from Stranger Universe. Turn on your notifications to never miss another episode again. Follow us on our social media platforms to stay updated with Mrs. Strange and the Stranger Universe family every day. And now, let us begin. Right after we premiered our latest episode, the Duffer Brothers shared a cute new behind-the-scenes video of Sadie Sink and Caleb McLaughlin. Here's the clip.
He looks really beautiful.
Yeah, right? You know what I mean? We've been growing it out for a long time.
Yeah, it grows really fast. Oh,
I mean,
hey!
Sorry, just, braiding her hair.
It's my first day on set.
First day. I've been here, but, her first day.
Bye!
Despite the happiness that everyone felt when seeing the beloved couple reunited, fans are still left with a lot of questions heading into Stranger Things Season 5. In the finale of Season 4, Max faced off against Vecna and suffered major injuries in the process. The last we saw of her, Max was left in a coma and recuperating from her battle against Henry Creel. The question that now remains is, how long will she stay in that comatose stage? We briefly touched upon the watch that Lucas was wearing, and fans are debating on the date that is displayed on the device. Looking close on the watch, it looks like the current date is a Thursday in November, but fans are split on the specific number. Some think that it says November 2nd, and others think it's November 12th, with the one being barely visible on the picture. Following the events of Season 4 in 1986, the next time that November 2nd fell on a Thursday was in 1989, which would imply that Max is still in a coma or waking up at the tail end of the 1980s. Honestly, that is way too big of a time jump, and even though the kids have aged a lot, it would be better if they leave out scenes from 1989 until the last episode in an epilogue. Could this mean that Max will stay in a coma until November 1989, long after her high school graduation date? It is a possibility, albeit a very unfortunate one. The Duffers may head in that direction for dramatic purposes, especially with the ending of the show being bittersweet, but it would be too cruel of a fate for Max Mayfield. On the other hand, if the watch actually says November 12th, then the next time that date fell on a Thursday was actually in 1987, which is the year that we all have been speculating on because of other leaks and set pictures in recent weeks. Also, the watch that Lucas is wearing is a Casio G-Shock, and the particular model on the image made its debut in 1987, so it only serves as more proof that the show is jumping to that year. Until we receive further confirmation, we can safely state that based on every piece of evidence from the production, Stranger Things 5 will take place primarily in November 1987. Could the holiday this time around be Thanksgiving instead of Christmas? We shall see. Also, when you factor in that the disappearance of Will Byers in 1983 is going to play a major role, then we can also speculate that November 6th will once again be an important date in the final season. The image of Castle Byers could be from the opening scene of Season 5, when Will is stuck in the Upside Down. For all we know, the time jump could start off on November 6, 1987. And now that we are on that subject, we have to bring up this image that we glossed over in our last video. At first glance, I thought this was an image of the Duffer Brothers walking down the woods away from Castle Byers, but upon closer inspection, as pointed out by fans, it seems like this guy to the right is actually Finn Wolfhard. This is based on the hunch that the person is giving off, as well as the height, being particularly taller than the guy on the left. If this is the case, I don't know why Mike would be here in this scene unless Castle Byers is being rebuilt and he is helping out Will. As for the guy on the left, I believe that is one of the Duffer brothers, whether it's Ross or Matt. Also, this picture is actually a break room for the crew, because one of the games is Stranger Things themed, so this is definitely not related to an arcade location in Season 5, unfortunately. But in general, it's a tragedy that whether the show jumps ahead a year or 3 years, Max Mayfield will stay in a coma and miss out on important years from her youth. It would be very sad if she lives out the rest of her teenage years in bed, so here's hoping that Max gets to go to her movie date with Lucas Sinclair. Overall, very strange times, and that is all that we have for today. What are your theories based on these new set photos for Stranger Things 5? Today's special shout out is for Severe Weather UK. To get a chance at becoming our next special Stranger Universe shout out, Type it down in the comments section below. Turn on your notifications to never miss another Stranger Universe episode like this one. Join us on our episode premieres to interact with Mrs. Strange and other members of the Stranger Universe family. Thank you all for watching. I am Mrs. Strange, and this is Stranger Universe. Over and out.